Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. And let's dive right into the analysis here. So right now, the markets had a nice little update today. Not too crazy, we were up a lot more during the day, but I think we got a pretty big pullback throughout the day, but everything ended up green overall. Dow Jones up 39 basis points, SPY up 35 basis points, Triple Q is up 41 basis points, and IWM up 81 basis points, the leader of today. Lots of people asking for some analysis, some more in-depth analysis on the IWM. I'll be more than happy to cover that for you guys. But let's continue and let's take a look here for some more setups. So right now, the SPY trying to push higher here. It's trying to reclaim the 50-day moving average right now. It's reclaimed the 20. Now we'll need to see if it can hold it as support, but we really need to get over here. If not, we may see some more downside, and we may even see a double correction here. So this could actually end up leading us lower. And if that's the case, then we'll just need to be prepared for another leg down, because right now I could just make 3 waves out of this. I can't really make more out of it. If you guys are looking for another wave up, then this no longer is a double correction, and it's starting to impulse out, which is very bullish, and you don't want to get in front of it, and you don't want to short it. And we'll dive into a lot of individual names here, like Tesla today, that was performing, not TSL, Tesla, or I guess it's also there was a TSL derivative there, so up 15% today, gapping up from the low. So like I said in previous videos, I thought the lows are in, and any pullback that we get should be a great buying opportunity. So big, I believe, news today on like some Aussie lithium stocks, or as the EV. It's an EV rally essentially, and I think you saw a lot of the EVs perform, like NEO, Li Motors, Polestar. They were all rallying, even Lucid rallying as well. Rivian, ChargePoint, all these EV stocks rallying, except for the Lion Electric Company. That one was still down today. But overall, looking very good. So this is probably coming to an end here in terms of our first impulse up. But this is indicative of a wave 3. So this looks like it should continue higher and much higher, I should say. So I'm not really worried. So I'm probably looking to get back into Tesla if there's a dip, probably back down to the 175, or if we do end up getting a dip, right, we may not be so lucky to get a dip. I know there's a lot of bearish people. Like this morning, I was in some discords and people are like, "This is so stupid. The market is stupid. The market is wrong." Well, clearly the market isn't wrong. The market is the market, and you were wrong, right? If you were trying to short this at the lows, so this thing has rallied essentially like 36% from the lows already, and only a handful of days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, it's rallied 30%. So this looks really good for Tesla, and really bullish, even on the bad earnings that it got. So it looks like the bad earnings was the catalyst. Now we can cover a few more names as well. Let me just take a look here. I'll just cover a few more things. Let's see. I actually have a list. I think some people are asking me to cover some other stocks. We'll cover Mara first, because Bitcoin is breaking out right now. Bitcoin is breaking out in the after hours. It's at 64,165, trying to get up to the $65,000 level. But if Bitcoin can sustain a breakout here, we could be very well on our way to higher levels, maybe a new all-time high, maybe back to 72,000, and Mara would benefit tremendously. If not, this could just be a double correction, and it could go lower. But for now, I did like Mara at these levels here, and the same thing for Hut Mining. Where's Hut Mining? Right here, down 5% now, back down to the $8 level. And you're seeing a lot of pain in the crypto miners at the moment, because Bitcoin has halved, so their rewards are halved. So maybe we'll see an even bigger buying opportunity coming from there. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Let me take a look here. Let's cover some other names. Let's take a look at NVDA. So NVDA pushing higher as well today, up only 3 basis points, but overall I think we've struck a low in a wave 4, and now should be ready to start impulsing out, and it kind of looks like it already is trying to do that. and it could be, and it's first wave already. So I wouldn't try to get in front of this either. Like, just let the market play itself out, and if we have struck a high in the market, then it will show. The cracks will start to emerge. You'll start to see a lot more selling come, and you'll start to break significant key levels. You'll get a big correction, and a lot of these names, like the S&P, will get a big correction. Will come all the way down, maybe to the 200-day. The market will give you a chance to bail out, right? And then they'll bounce, right? And then you'll come back down. A lot of people think it's going to do this, right? And they're just gambling on a black swan event. But what I see from my eyes is a cycle reset and that we should be going higher. And a lot of them will make the case that the fundamentals don't support it. The bear case doesn't support it. The bear case is very strong. And I agree, and I get it. And I also think the bear case is very strong, and we shouldn't be going higher, but we most likely will be going higher because they're just going to be crazy. They're going to be delusional, right? Bitcoin already pulling back to 64,000 right now, so maybe those miners may have a tougher opening if Bitcoin ends up retracing all the way back down here and giving back all of its gains. But we'll have to see tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at the IWM. So yeah, the IWM, if they have rate cuts or any sign that the policy is going to be looser monetary policy, and where they're going to kick it back on quantitative tightening or anything like that on Wednesday, then we're going to be going much higher. There's going to be a big melt up, and then inflation will have a big resurgence, and then and only then will you see the market start to roll, right? Once inflation's back and they're printing money and they don't care, then the market will capitulate. But I don't think it will do. We're not. I don't think we're gonna get a capitulation until then. So that's just my opinion. I know some people want the capitulation to happen now, but it's an election year, and they may not give us that opportunity, right? All right, let's continue on, and let me just do some more analysis for you guys. I know you guys like these kinds of charts, right, with support and stuff drawn into it. Let me take a look at had a list up here. Let's actually cover TLT, because TLT actually had a nice little update today, up 84 basis points, almost an entire percentage point. So I've been adding a lot of long positions here on TLT. Down at the lows, and so far it looks like the right move to have done that, and with a nice bullish divergence, wave 5. This looks like a really good setup, so I think this should be, we may have struck a low in the rates being at their highs. The yields pulled back today, which is a good sign. We need to see the yields continue to pull back and start to impulse down. I think the meeting may give us that opportunity. I think they will, I think they're going to be weak. I think they're going to be dovish, and they're just going to give what the market wants, and they're going to do the wrong thing. And the wrong thing is to cut rates. The right thing, the bear case is they're following, they expect the Fed to do the right thing. And that's where I think they're making a mistake, because the Fed never does the right thing. They always do the wrong thing. They're stupid. They're terrible. They're going to lower rates at the wrong time. And that's going to cause the market to have a big emotional rally, right? But it's going to be a rally that could fail, right? This rally can fail. It doesn't have to do 3 waves up like I show. It could be a smaller 3 waves up, and it could be part of a maybe a more complex correction, but then once this happens, we will have a top, a bottom in yields, because inflation is going to be so high. They're going to say, oh my God, no, never mind. We're going to raise rates again. And that's when rates are going to go on a new cycle higher. And I think we'll get to the 6 to 8% marks on the 20-year. And that eventually, the market won't be able to survive this. But this will help the market tremendously on the way down. So that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree. I know a lot of people don't agree. I read a lot of I actually read all the comments, and this I know the problem with the bull case. It doesn't make sense. Stocks shouldn't go up, and but they are, and they do, because there's a lot there's a lot of stupid people out there, and the market's gonna be it's gonna continue to do what it wants to do. Okay, so there's no point in or sense in really finding that. Let me cover some other things here. Let's continue our analysis. Let's take a look at get back to my tech stock list. So we'll actually cover the GDX and the GDXJ maybe. So essentially the same chart. I'm actually looking for this rally to possibly fail and for us to get another buy here. But as this continues to push higher, and this would be not, and this would now be so let me just move this here. This would now be a double correction lower. But if you take out this pivot, I think at that point you have an impulse higher, which already is starting to look impulsive. So you know things can truncate, and you don't. It doesn't have to do this, right? Oops, sorry. I'm just making a little bit of a mess here. But you can get a double correction. But if we continue to push higher, we may not get this buy here. You know, it may not come. It may not come. I'm trying to find a wick on this candle. I think it's right here. But yeah, you know, you don't bet the farm on it. And now that we are pushing higher and higher and higher, you're raising the target for the dip buy. And now the dip buy would essentially just be, you know, another like a double bottom, right? A double bottom at 32 all the way down to 30 should be a huge buying area. And if we do get a correction, then it should play out something like this, right? It should do something like that. But if the wave too low is in, which I think it could be because of the excuse me, the impulsive nature, then you're gonna get a melt up in a wave 3. And you guys who are trying to short gold and short this and short that are gonna get blown up, because this is gonna be a gravy train towards the upside. So that's just my opinion, and I'm biased because I'm long gold, and I've been long gold for a long time and gold mining companies for a very long time. So the GDX and GDXJ, it's like I am long these names. So I probably have a bullish bias, and yeah. So but I do see the possibility of a downwards correction. Let me cover some other names here. Let's take a look at ROKU. Because ROKU was up 4% today. Huge win! Huge win on ROKU. So I'm just kidding. We are also along this name, so a little bit of bias there as well. But ROKU overall looking quite good. Continuing to build positive bullish divergence. I think we should continue to push higher here. We made a lower low, and the RSI just continued to push higher. And you know, I think that we are finding a bottom, and possibly a definitive bottom for ROKU, and we should continue to impulse out. So I'm along this name as well. So ROKU, for nice 4% gain today. We should continue to impulse out here. We'll do a little bit more analysis. Let's take a look at ROKU on the dual band strength index, a market cipher. We'll cover wave edge as well. So ROKU, significant buying coming at the lows. Good sign, not only on the daily but the 4-hour. Buy. Smart money is accumulating here. This is where you want to buy your long positions when smart money is buying as well. Weekly, I don't see anything on the weekly, but I think we have some larger time frames. Okay, it's just the daily that's showing significant buying. ROKU daily time frame. You had actually a red dot today. It closed with the red, but we had a positive gain, so that's a little bit interesting. Maybe it was a big gap down. That's probably why, and it wasn't enough of a pump to offset the daily, but we'll actually check the weekly. And weekly, you've confirmed the green dot, but you're entering red money flow. So still looking bearish on market cipher, but overall, I think we are nearing a low according to these calculations on Elliott wave, and significant buying coming in. And again, this doesn't always come, and it takes time for these buys to come in, but when they come, they can lead to tremendous gains. So yeah, that's it for ROKU. ROKU should continue to go up. Tesla should continue to go up. Apple is actually pushing higher as well. It's getting close to an invalidation point for another leg down. And if it's already hit the buy, you know, it's technically hit the buy area already. But if for the larger correction, but if if this is it, then the low is in, and it's already impulsing out. But we would probably need a little bit of a retrace, maybe some backing and filling, and then you'd come out of this for Apple. DXY, so the dollar was down today. This definitely helped the market up a bit, but I still see one more high in the dollar. Although things can change this at the Fed meeting, it's going to be a big volatile day. I usually don't have any trades going into the FOMC, but if I had to bet on the FOMC doing something, I'd probably be a little bit more bullish than bearish. But bearish can also drive us slower, so we need to keep an open mind here. We can't always be negative and focus on the bad things, right? We gotta be open minded. Anyways, that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.